Thank you for joining QLeave's information session for employers in the community services industry. Today we're going to go through the steps to complete and submit your quarterly employer return. Please note, this webinar provides general advice only. It does not constitute legal, financial or commercial advice. I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners who have walked and cared for the lands on which we are meeting today. I would also like to pay my respect to elders past and present as we travel this journey of reconciliation together. From the 1st of January 2021, employers need to register with QLeave under the Community Services Industry Portable Long Service Leave Act. You can register on our website at www.qleave.qld.gov.au. Employers then need to submit a return with the details of their workers and pay the levy of 1.35% of ordinary wages. We'll contact you at the end of each quarter with a link to your return. You can also download the spreadsheet from our website. We'll go through this process in detail shortly. Once your return is submitted, we'll email you an invoice within 7 business days. You'll have 14 days to pay the levy. After the levy is paid, we're looking forward to registering your workers, recording their service and letting them know that they are now accruing portable long service leave with QLeave. So let's get started on submitting your return. Open the email that you received from QLeave with the instructions for completing the quarterly return. Go to section 1 and click on the orange button that's labelled Download the Spreadsheet Template here. Please note, if you didn't engage any eligible workers during the quarter 1 January 2021 to 31st of March 2021, you don't need to complete the spreadsheet. You can go to section 3 and click on the button instead that reads Submit a Nil Return. If you can't access the email link, go to our website www.qleave.qld.gov.au. Click on Community Services from the far right-hand tab. Under Employers and I Want To, click on the link Find Out How to Complete My Return. Remember, if you didn't engage eligible workers, go to the same link and go to the section for submitting a nil return. You don't need to complete the spreadsheet and you don't need to watch the rest of this webinar session. Now you're on the website page with the instructions for downloading the spreadsheet and submitting your online return. Click on the Download and Save the Spreadsheet template. Then click here to download the spreadsheet. You'll now see an Excel document in the taskbar at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Once you've opened your spreadsheet from the taskbar, click File and Save As. It's a good idea to save the spreadsheet now to a location on your computer as either an Excel workbook or a CSV file with an extension of .xls or .csv. Name the file using your 11-digit ABN followed by an underscore, then 2021, a hyphen and 3 for quarter 3. See the example on the slide. 12345678910 is the 11-digit ABN, followed by an underscore, followed by 2021-3. In this instance, we've saved it as a CSV file. Now we are going to step through each of the spreadsheet columns. These slides include examples for each column. Row 2 also gives instructions for completing the fields, including whether the fields are mandatory and the specific data formats required. Please remember, all of these instructions are available on our website. They are also linked in the email you received about completing your return. Column A is for your worker number. This field will be blank for your first return. As your workers are new to QLeave, they don't have a QLeave worker number yet. On your July return, the QLeave worker numbers for your registered workers will appear on the spreadsheet you download. Column B, C and D are pretty self-explanatory. Simply enter the worker's first, middle and last names. Please note, the middle name in column C is not mandatory. For column E, please enter the worker's date of birth in the date, month, year, year format. Now let's look at columns F to J, where we enter the contact details for each of your workers. These fields are all mandatory, as QLeave will use this information to contact your workers and let them know they're registered for portable long service leave. This information also helps us to make sure we don't have duplicate records for your workers. In column F, please enter the worker's street number and street name on the same line. In column G, please enter the worker's suburb, and in column H, please enter the worker's postcode as 4 digits. In column I, please enter the worker's mobile phone number. This should be entered as 10 digits with no spaces in between. In column J, please enter the worker's email address. This is how we will contact your workers. Now we'll look at entering the details of your worker's engagement. In column K, enter their start date using the date, month, year format. This is the date that the worker became eligible for the Portable Long Service Leave scheme. It's not the date they were first engaged by your organisation. The earliest date that can appear in column K is 01/01/2021. If you didn't engage the worker until after the 1st of January this year, then you can enter their start date into this column. Column L is the termination date and is not a mandatory field. You only need to enter a date here if the worker was terminated or was no longer eligible for portable long service leave during the reporting quarter. So if someone stopped working for you in this quarter, enter their last day of work into column L. Column M is for gross ordinary wages, the ordinary wages that you paid during this reporting quarter. For a list of what is and isn't included in gross ordinary wages, please refer to our website. For this column, enter only whole numbers. Dollar signs and decimal points are not required. For columns N, O and P, we are looking at the details of the worker's industrial instrument. Column N is the only mandatory field in this section. Please enter award or agreement or employment contract for the industrial instrument type only. Column O is then only required if you entered award as the industrial instrument type in column N. In column O, enter the name of the worker's award, as you can see in the example shown here. Column P is also only required if you entered award as the industrial instrument type in column N. Enter the worker's award classification level and pay point. In the example on the screen, the worker is on level 4, pay point 4. Remember, if you enter agreement or employment contract into column N, you do not have to enter anything into columns O or P. The last 4 columns are Q, R, S and T. Column Q is not mandatory. If you entered agreement as the industrial instrument type in column M, you'll simply need to enter the name of the agreement here. For column R, please enter full-time or part-time or casual as the work type. Column S is for the annual rate of pay. You can see the calculation on the screen. You'll need to take the ordinary wage hourly rate, multiply it by 38 and multiply it by 52. Please enter into column S as a whole number without a dollar sign or decimal places. For column T, QLeave has numbered the community service types that are listed in the legislation. Please select the number or numbers for the community service provided by the worker. The list of service types and numbers are available on our website. Please note, if the worker provides more than one type of community service, Simply use a comma to separate each number. You have now reached the end of the spreadsheet steps. It is important to note that you will not need to enter all of this information each time you complete your quarterly returns. This level of detail is required only because you are registering these workers for the first time. Don't forget to save your completed spreadsheet. As mentioned earlier, when you save the spreadsheet, make sure you save it as an Excel workbook or CSV file with the extension .xls or .csv. Also, please use the file name that includes your organisation's 11-digit ABN, followed by an underscore. Don't forget to save your completed spreadsheet to your computer's local drive. When you save the spreadsheet, please save it as a .xls or .csv file using the format your 11-digit ABN underscore 2021-3. You can see the example on the screen. Click Save and your completed spreadsheet will be ready for uploading. To upload your spreadsheet template, simply go to the link in the email you received from QLeave. In Section 4, click on the button called Submit Your Return here. If you can't access the email link, go to our website, go to the Community Services tab on the right-hand side of the page, and under Employers and I Want To, click on How to Find Out How to Complete My Return. This web page contains all of the instructions for submitting the return. Click here to open the online return form. This is where you will upload your spreadsheet. You'll now see the online return form. This is where you'll need to enter information about your organisation and upload your completed spreadsheet. For the first field, please enter your 6-digit QLeave employer number. It starts with 501 and was included in the email that we sent about completing your employer return. If you don't have the email or the number, then just leave this field blank. For the ABN field, please enter your organisation's 11-digit ABN. This will be the same ABN that you use to name your spreadsheet. Please don't use any spaces between the digits. If you have more than one ABN for your organisation, you'll need to submit a separate return and spreadsheet. For the field Legal Entity Name, please simply enter the legal entity name of your organisation. Please note this is not your trading name. On the right-hand side of the form, there is a link to the steps for completing your spreadsheet and filling this form in. If you want to see these steps again, please simply click here. In the next section, you'll need to tell us the type of return you wish to submit. Select Yes if you engaged eligible workers during the quarter. Once you've selected Yes, the Please Attach Your Completed Spreadsheet Return field will appear. Click on the Choose File button. Once you've clicked on the Choose File button, you'll see your File Explorer screen. Find where you saved the spreadsheet and double-click on the file to attach it to the form. The spreadsheet file you selected will now appear in the Form field. Please remember, your attachment must have the .xls or .csv extension. For the final steps, please complete the declaration by selecting Yes if you are authorised to act on behalf of your organisation. Enter your first name, last name, phone number, email address, and the date you are submitting your return. Please note we will send your invoice for the levy due to the email address you enter here. Please select the reCAPTCHA box to validate that you are not a robot and click Submit in the bottom right-hand corner. Once you've pressed Submit, you'll see a confirmation on your screen. We'll also send you an email confirming the details of the return that you submitted. So, what happens next? Firstly, QLeave will send you an email within 7 business days. The email will include your invoice for the levy due. You'll have 14 days to make payment. There will be a payment link on the invoice and you can pay via credit card or EFT. Once your levy is paid, QLeave will start registering your workers. By June, we will have contacted your workers to let them know they are registered for portable long service leave. So what happens if you realise you've made a mistake? We understand that a new process can be challenging, and please remember that we're here to help. If you realise you've made a mistake on the spreadsheet you submit, please download a new spreadsheet, complete and save the spreadsheet on your computer, submit another online return form and attach the updated spreadsheet. Once QLeave receives the new spreadsheet, we will use this as the final return. Where we have already issued an invoice, we will email you an adjustment note. Our website has a dedicated community services section with information and videos for workers and employers. Please encourage your workers to visit the site if they're seeking information about the scheme. Our phone line and chatbot are also set up to support community services inquiries. We're working to have our online services area ready for your next quarter's return. Thank you for joining our webinar with information for employers about completing their quarterly return. You can see our contact details on the screen if you need further information.